last time, you guys continued delving in this little dungeon, discovering that there was an area, a rather large area, that had a magical aura to it of conjuration. And you found some other minor trinkets, like, a wall of adamantine. But eventually, the night had fallen, and you guys had retreated to the surface to make your camp in preparation for a long rest.
Adamantine, yes, yes. We're not at the mine, are we?
You are not.
Okay,
just as a
I had
reference.
to be certain.
Yeah, just as a reference, this is what you've discovered down below. But is there anything you guys would like to do before the start of your long rest?
Put my clothes back on.
Why did you take your clothes off?
Because we didn't have the carrying capacity to get the fucking brick up the stairs. Remember, Sleuth, we had to ditch most of our equipment to put it up there separately so we could get the brick up.
Well, yeah, most of it. I could have set aside a sword if you wanted to keep your pants on.
Nah, we'll be free balling it. All right, goofing around aside, yeah. Ruffles, were you? You were on a phone call for that last part, right?
Yeah, like the last hour I was dealing with something.
Gotcha. So we managed to get this massive 800-pound slab of adamantine up, and we worked on it a little bit, so we were able to shave off an ingot's worth of adamantine using another ingot.
Okay.
So I was thinking we could spend the next day or two just shaving off more hunks of adamantine. No objection?
No.
Cool.
No objection. Be right back.
Yeah, I think we're good to take that rest then, Under.
All right. So you all go to sleep.
Of course, setting a watch.
What watch do you set?
A Rolex?
Okay. Yeah, you set the timer. It's going to go off at 5:30 in the morning.
What? That's like an hour and a half after bedtime. All right.
Yeah, we got the AM PM lever mixed up.
I think we'll just do chat order. Chat order sound good to you guys?
That order works.
All right. The night passes uneventfully. Morning comes. You have all had a long rest. Those of you who have had reductions to your maximum hit points can now make a con save.
I think I was affected. I'm not sure. I'm 90% sure I have 9.
I think we all failed one at some point.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Did you have a reduction to your maximum hit points?
I did.
Okay. Well, Mr. and Hebron, you guys passed. And as a result, you no longer have a reduction to your maximum hit points.
We're back at full.
You are back
Yay!
at full. Grim, what is your current maximum hit points?
41 out of 45. I lost 4 somewhere.
Okay. You did not pass.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, your maximum hit points are reduced to 37.
Okay.
River, what is your current maximum hit points?
42.
Okay. Yours are reduced to 38.
Hmm.
But the sun is shining. It is hot out. No wind. No rain.
Were there stars last night?
There were stars last night.
Okay. Did we acquire anything besides the adamantine that would have needed identify?
Off the top of my head, I don't think so. We were also futzing around trying to find, I believe, some crystals we need to stick into the spots of some statues so a door would open.
I don't think that's how it works, but
I could be misremembering.
I think the 2 were just looted. The other ones that were inside the yellow weren't lootable.
Oh. Oh, the whole time I was thinking it's like, yeah, return the item to open the door. Too
you have
many
to return
video
the slab.
games. No, I'm not returning the slab. It's mine. Can have it back when I'm done with it.
You are done with it, you just don't know it yet.
But Mom said it's my turn with the slab.
You know,
Keep
next
walking
time,
in, it's gonna taste bad.
if that fucking mummy shows up asking for me to give him the sword back, I'm gonna straight up be like, the dungeon master said it's my turn with it.
Well, it is a bright new day. What do you guys do?
Do you guys mind if we move a little further away from this apparently unhealthy for us to be in location? And then keep
I
shaving?
don't mind.
That sounds like a smart idea.
All right. Under?
Yes.
How hard would it be to move this slab of adamantine across the ground here?
Very hard. As the ground here is soft and muddy.
Mm-hmm.
There's also that kind of chemically odor in the air, and you can see all the trees in sight are dead.
Under?
Yep.
I would like to head over to these trees.
Okay.
And I would like to turn them into rounded wooden sticks that I can use to transport this slab of adamantine across them by rolling. I forget the name of that exact process.
So they're just called rollers.
Yes, that.
Okay. Well, if you have some type of sharp implement, you could cut the tree down and begin processing it.
I have many sharp implements. Which one would you prefer?
No, the question is, which one would you prefer?
I believe this axe will do.
Not going to use a spear?
All right, you got me. I'll use the spork.
Okay. Well, you take your spork and begin whittling at the tree. Many hours pass. You have made a dent in the tree.
The axe under. Obviously. I'm surprised you let me put a dent in the tree with a spork. I would have been
a
like,
dead tree.
Its cheap plastic teeth break almost immediately.
It's the mighty
Wait,
workhorse.
you don't have a metal spork?
It's the mighty workhorse of the elementary school lunchroom. Of course, it's going to put in work eventually.
Yeah, it used to be you could buy titanium sporks.
I have one. Little keychain one.
Really, we always had the cheap ass plastic ones at school.
I mean, they're definitely not cheap. They do not fall under the category of cheap.
What, plastic sporks?
No, titanium spork.
Yeah, I'm talking about the plastic ones.
Do you really think our schools would spend a penny more than they need to?
Yes.
I mean, it's only $13.
They'd find ways to use that money less efficiently than the bare minimum.
I said spend, not waste. Spending at least implies it's intentional.
All right. Well, Hebron, are you proficient in woodcarver's tools?
Nay.
Okay. So it takes you a couple of hours to fell the tree and process it into like roundish looking rollers. But it is a relatively trivial process, simply taking time. There is a bit of an oddity to the tree, though, that you do notice when you cut it down. The core of the tree was not hollow, but but more like a clear gelatinous material. Like the tree had been dissolving from the inside.
Oof.
Syrup.
Oh yeah, does it smell good?
No. It in fact kind of smells like bad boiled vinegar.
Hmm. That's nasty. Oh wait, Mr. Grimm, I have a thing for you to identify.
Identify?
Yes.
We didn't have
Jar
anything from
bug. Oh.
we didn't have anything from the dungeon to identify. I grabbed a different spell.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I have jar bug guts.
Well, I can identify them for you. It appears to be a jar of bug guts.
No. Like this was found in like the giant bug hole. I delved deep into it and found a jar full of weird stuff. Hunter told me to label as jar bug guts because it was found in the bug's guts.
Next time.
All right. Well, this is nasty. Are there bugs out here?
No.
That's
Okay.
deeply concerning.
In fact, you've not noticed any wildlife out here.
That is very bad. Hey guys, you don't think if I open up this adamantine brick, it's going to have a demon core in it, do you think?
Probably will. Either that or it'll be armored.
Well, I'm just going to leave that disgusting tree as it is and get these rollers ready. So we can roll this brick out of here.
Okay. Yeah, so you spend a couple of hours. You get the rollers made. So how exactly do you foresee this working?
Lay them down, push the slab, and keep picking up the ones that are revealed behind and putting them in front.
Okay. So you walk over to the slab, you lay down these rollers in front of it.
Yep, and then push the slab.
Okay, so you go behind it to the slab that's currently still sitting on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
slowly sinking into the mud.
River, you want to help me with this?
Not particularly, but someone has to.
Cool. I will push it.
All right, well, give me a strength athletic check with advantage. It doesn't budge.
Then we shall try again. Oh, whoops. I meant to just ready that. Are we able to try it again?
Yeah, you can try again.
Okay. Yeah, we try again.
All right, you waste some more time, but eventually you do kind of get it pushed up and onto these rollers, which it immediately pushes down into the ground, and they don't really move.
Fuck. Okay, we'll just shave it here then.
Gilbert,
Yeah?
do you want to know what spell I took?
What?
I'll give you a hint. It might help.
How about you just tell me?
Gaseous form.
How would that help?
Duration 1 hour. Willing creature, everything it's wearing and carrying.
I don't know if that'll work because we can't carry this. I cannot carry this slab independently. In order to get it budging at all, I have to push drag a lift with River.
You just got to carve it into a giant suit.
That's the only issue I see with that plan. Underdark ruling?
Well, you'd have to manage to somehow carry it, and currently it takes two of you to carry it.
Yeah, we could cut it in half. It'll take a while, but
What's your carrying capacity and how much does this thing weigh?
It weighs 800 pounds. My carrying is 240.
yeah, we'd have to cut it into a lot of halves.
You have to cut it in half. What's your class again, River?
Ranger.
Okay. You have enhanced ability?
No.
I could write a scroll for it. Have you cast that? Take like, I don't know, a week, as long as you can cut it in half for 2 400-pound pieces.
Comstra, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear
Yep.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys. Give me a second. I want to jiggle my cord a bit. Just do me a favor. Someone keep talking.
I really don't want to keep talking, but if you insist to keep talking, I can definitely keep talking, or at least pretending to talk. Otherwise, it would be rather
Okay, we're
quiet.
good.
Okay. So what were you
Thank you.
saying? I said you could get the adamantine out of the muddy area, but it would take like a week.
Yeah, let's just shave off a big chunk or something.
Well, get it back inside then, so it stops sinking in the mud.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, sinking really, it's not like it's continuously sinking. It's just sort of
Oh, okay.
puts
It's
like
just
depression into the ground.
Yeah,
it is
okay,
sunk.
okay. I thought I was thinking like cartoon quicksand.
No. This is more like you have an 800-pound block of metal on soft ground, and so it's made like a depression around itself.
Well, we didn't need a block of metal for that. I can handle that all on my own.
You don't look fat.
No, but I have plenty of depression.
I see why they call you Grim.
You just put that together. Anyway, no, I say drag it back inside. Then cut it in half. Enhance ability, gaseous form. You can carry a 400-bomb block then.
Makes sense to me.
All you gotta do is get it out of the mud. And then we can stash it somewhere and come back with, you know, maybe somebody who knows how to actually work adamantine isn't using you know, chisel to cut it in pieces.
Makes sense to me. Let's do it.
Well, I'm sure as fuck not dragging it back inside.
River, come on.
Fine, make me do everything.
As Heparon does literally half the work.
I'll help. I mean, Giuseppe's not an invalid.
All right. Giuseppe, here's the plan. We'll push, you pull. We just got to get it down the stairs, okay?
Okay.
Wait,
Wait, no.
I was gonna say, does this door open right to the stairs, or is there like a little area up top here? I forget.
It's right to the
Under.
stairs.
It's right to the
No,
stairs.
no,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no.
I mean, you just gotta get it over to the stairs and then give her a good shove.
Remember
Yeah,
to
but
lift
you're
with your
so-
back, not your legs.
Nice to piece together what I was getting at. Turn him into a Looney Tunes shaped splat ground.
All right. Well, between the two of you, you do have enough carry weight that you can haul this block of adamantine over to the top of the stairs. And then what are you doing with it?
I believe we're sending it down the stairs.
Uh-huh.
We using our advanced knowledge of physics, we're going to we'll make this a two-body problem: the adamantine block and the planet we stand on.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then we'll just give a little heave to get the reaction going, and at which point the planet we're standing on should attract the adamantine block to the lowest point that it can.
So, okay. Okay. Sure. So who's
I
doing
believe-
the heaving?
Who's going to push it down the stairs?
Yeah.
I'll
Mr.
push it
Grim
down the
goes and
stairs.
starts gardening while they do the heaving.
Here, I'll do the heaving, you do the hoeing, Hebron.
I'm
All
already
right,
doing
all
the
right.
hoeing.
Giuseppe, do you want to pull?
No.
Shame. All right, we push it under.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's we?
Hebron and River.
Okay. Give me a athletics check at advantage then. Okay. So you're both heaving. It kind of rotates up on its corner, falls over, hits that first step, and you just hear as it just carves this flat slide depression into the stairs all the way down. Little bits of flagstone go flying ahead of it like the world's most demonic snowplow.
Oh, cool. The dungeon's handicapped accessible now.
It is.
How smooth is the ramp down?
It's not super smooth, but it is staircase steep and just essentially rubble.
Okay, so the handicapped are gonna have a really exciting time.
Getting down
accessing
is
this.
easy. It's getting out that's going to be hard.
At stair level steep under, the wheelchair is going down full fucking tilt.
Yeah. Like I said, getting down is easy. It's even gravity assisted. It's a gravity assisted handicap descent. Getting out's the tricky bit.
I can picture it now. The wheelchair goes down, hits the bottom of the stairs, keeps going straight, hits something that's going to stop the
You
wheelchair, and the
misunderstand.
occupant
The
goes
block is
flying.
at the bottom of the stairs, embedded halfway into the floor. Think like a train buffer stop at the end of a dead end track.
Okay.
So the wheelchair goes down, then it hits that and comes to a stop. But because of inertia, the guy in the wheelchair is going to keep going.
I don't know what you mean. It sounds like he's got a sick ass ramp. Make him hit a kickflip or something on their way out.
Yeah, we should charge him for the remodel. Building a ramp in a house, especially one this big, it's a good amount. We should charge for it.
Oh,
Put it on the local review.
Yeah, send an invoice.
Handicapped accessible dungeon.
It increases the price.
Fun for the whole family.
Oh,
The
can you even put
property
a
is
pool at
now
the
worth
bottom?
more money because it has a handicap ramp.
We can put a pool of acid, so we can call it a pool for the handicap and home defense.
I can get behind this plan.
Look, all I'm saying is we're sitting on an untapped real estate gold mine here.
Then we should be. That's what we should be doing instead of adventuring. We should be real estate, right? Yeah.
When the party retires from the whole adventuring nonsense, because that's dangerous and shit, and we all just become realtors.
Selling dungeons to people. Oh yeah. One prior owner, a lich.
I'm like 90% sure that was a failed TV series pilot. I'm serious. There was like an animated series about a realtor selling dungeons to people.
Oh, yes, there's a real pilot for that.
Why
I
are
think,
you
it
not
was,
surprised?
I think it was posted in D&D at one point.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you guys are standing at the top of these stairs, looking down at the ramp you hath wrought. What's next?
I mean, we got a bunch of time of the day, yeah?
Yeah, you've only spent like 2.5 hours.
Do we just want to cut it up?
I mean,
I mean, if
do
you're
not.
dedicated to taking this thing, yeah, that's
Yes. I'm dedicated to taking it and hopefully finding that there's not a demon core inside.
Either a demon or an armored core. We'll find out when we get there. Either way, it's going to be funny.
Yeah, let's cut right on into it.
All right. You descend back down into the dungeon, approach your iron block. And begin cutting and chiseling. What are the rest of you guys doing while Gilbert works on his metal here?
continuously casting guidance on him. Not to help him with the cutting, to hopefully help him mentally.
I don't think therapy is a cantrip.
I'm trying.
I am watching with rapt attention. Not
Okay.
really.
Does anybody have a
I don't-
passive perception below 9?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, so you're like an hour into trying to like start chiseling at this block, and you've made some progress. When you guys notice an odd, like fetid smell coming from the north.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go check it out.
It wasn't
I'm
me
gonna-
this time. I promise.
I'm just gonna sneak off like a room to the north and see what that is.
Well,
Hey, dogs.
I posted it before, but here, just quick reference. So you guys are at the bottom of those stairs, and that smell is definitely coming out of that northern hallway.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll just sneak over to the corner, look up north, see what's making
Sure.
that smell.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh boy.
All right, yeah, you
I
get over there.
disappear from the timeline.
Yeah, you get to that corner completely undetected by anything and anybody. And to the north, you have dark vision, right?
Yes, 60 feet.
Okay. So about 40 feet north at the T intersection there where it heads east and there's a door and it continues north. You can see this rather ugly looking long-eared creature with like a canid snout.
The one between, was that rooms 2 and 4?
Yeah, that intersection. There's a creature standing there on its hind legs with like a canid snout and really long, wispy looking ears, just kind of raising its snout to the air, and it's just sniffing. And it does that for a few seconds, and then just begins slowly, like you can hear like stopping every few seconds, like or you can hear you can see it that it like takes a step, sniffs, takes a step, sniffs, like it's following a scent. This is what it looks like.
Gross. Is it heading towards us?
Mutant hound? Really?
It is
Oh, wow.
currently heading south towards you. It is 35 feet away. Still just
Super
kind of moving
mutant.
slowly, like a step, sniff to confirm it's on the right trail, step, sniff to confirm.
Alright, I'll go back to the party. All like 10 feet I snuck off and tell them that there's something weird coming towards us.
Oh,
Uh,
Underdark bricked up a bunch of demons, didn't he? And we took
And
the
then-
brick.
The brick isn't the demon core. It was shielding the demon core.
Fuck me.
And you left it all night cooking. You left it all night cooking.
Gilbert, genre savvy enough to realize that a pun is being made, not genre savvy enough to realize where the pun was.
I do believe you mean a poon.
Yeah, sure. I also say GIF.
this one right here, Commissar, that's the heretic.
Yep. So what do you guys do?
We killing this thing? I mean, it's weird. It looks very killable. I certainly wouldn't miss it. Good talk, team. I'm gonna go kill it. What is this thing?
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. That is something I'm actually proficient with.
Yeah, you've read about these. This is a dretch. It is a minor demon that sometimes gets brought forth into the material plane from hell. Usually by careless wizards.
What about reckless bards and their careless whispers?
Never gonna cast again.
Nah, their thing either does nothing or it brings in much bigger problems than just a dretch. Like they're the definition of go big or go home.
Oh, so they bring in like succubi and Erinyes. Alright, so they don't have any weird like immune to non-magical bludgeoning, slashing, piercing damage from what I would know.
From what you would know, they tend to be resistant to like basic elemental type stuff. So cold, fire, lightning, that type of thing. But most demons are.
Yeah.
Other than that, you don't know of any particular resistance or immunities that a creature like this tends to have.
Alright. I'll head back to the corner and start shooting this thing.
All right, you get back to the corner. It's like 10 feet away, and I think we're rolling initiative.
What dog?
Why'd you roll twice? Oh, wait, no, I just took away my separator.
Well, shit.
Hmm. We're missing Hebron's initiative.
Hebron.
Oh, sorry. All right. Working on the block. Somehow I just brain farted there.
Right, but it might matter. So, River, yeah, you get to the corner. You see this creature ahead of you.
I'm gonna stick the Drake on it and shoot this thing.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Let's go gambling. Sharpshooter.
2 hits.
Uh, 36 non-magical piercing.
Okay. So yeah, you just shoot this creature, and it lets out this like gurgling warble, just kind of as it just falls face first on the ground before dissolving into goo.
Well, that was easy.
There, you guys are out of initiative.
Almost too easy.
I'm gonna go see where that thing came from.
Clearly tracking.
Okay.
I will try to do it sneakily.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, do give me a stealth check.
Ugh, 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you get up to that corner. And yeah, so you can see to the west, closed wooden door. Or sorry, no, that door's open. You guys did open that. To the north, that rubbly area with the open doors and a bricked up wall. To the east, the 5-foot wide hall that goes 5 feet and then opens up to that room with the 4 statues. A hallway visible to the east, continuing on to where it intersects that northeast one and the latrines on the far side of it. You do not see any other creatures.
Alright, I'll poke my head into room 2.
Okay.
And just make sure all these rooms are actually empty.
Yeah, you poke your head into room 2. Appears empty. Where do you go from there?
Room 4.
Okay. So yeah, you go to room 4. There's the 4 statues. The 2 on the west wall, kind of beat up. They got like this hollow space in their forehead where a gem used to be. The east wall, the statues look in much better shape, and in the center of each of their foreheads is a large sapphire. To the south is a closed iron door. But you don't see any creatures here.
I'll just poke my head into the hallway to the east and look north, look south.
Yeah, you poke your head. You look north. You look south. You don't see any creatures.
Alright, and I'll head back to the party and say the next couple rooms are clear. Not sure where the thing came from.
Okay. As you're turning to go back to the party, what is your passive perception?
16.
Okay. Sorry, you're using dark vision, right? You don't have a light source.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, as you're turning away from this hallway and you start thinking it's clear and you're going back to the party, out of the corner of your eye, you notice one of the shadows moving oddly. And you realize the shadow is not your shadow.
Hmm.
And we're back in initiative.
Same initiative, or just gonna roll it?
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll choose the same initiative. Fuck it. Saves everyone some rolling. River, what do you do? Your passive was high enough to not be surprised by this.
I'm going to shoot the shadow that isn't mine.
Okay. You are at disadvantage as it is in melee with you.
As always, doing the funny let's go gambling. 10 and 7.
2 misses.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna stick the Drake on him.
Okay.
Which I think... No, Drake gets buffed just next level. 12.
Miss.
Alright. Then I'm going to head west into the hall and then turn south and try and
What's your
regroup
movement
with the
speed?
party. 3-5.
Okay. So that corner is... Oops. Wrong one. 5, 10, 15, 20. It is 35 feet to that corner from your current position.
Alright.
Do you yell out to the party or anything as you haul ass to the west? Oh, also, I guess it does get an attack of opportunity against you unless you got mobile.
I do not.
Okay. Well, it's going to take a swipe at you with its shadowy claw. Point 4 hit.
By a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the claws rake you and cause 12 points of psychic damage.
Hmm. Alright.
Don't worry about that.
I never worry about anything. Then I'm going to use feline agility to get another 35 feet towards the party.
That would basically put you at the party.
Alright.
Well, it'd put you like 10 feet away from the party. But you're just inside the north part of that T intersection at the base of the stairs.
Alright, and then from there I'll tell them that shadows are haunted. That's my turn.
Okay. Hebron, what do you do?
I will advance
How far?
up to the creature attacking River.
Okay, you don't see the creature. You just heard him say that it was, down that hallway and to the right.
All right. Well, I head that way.
You have 30 feet of movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have a light source?
No.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
So you're heading off into the darkness. Got it. You were cutting the block in the dark? You didn't, like, at the base of the stairs? You didn't have a light source out?
I would have cast light on him at some point.
Okay. So you do have a light source.
Okay.
All right. It's important because as you get, 30 feet down this hallway, you can see maybe at the edge of your like bright light, this kind of like shadow on the wall that seems to have a bit more substance, and isn't looking to have like anything that's actually like casting the shadow.
That shadow is too contrasting with the light hitting it directly. I'll I'll dash in.
Okay, yeah, you dash right up to it. The shadow sort of flinching as you bring it into the bright light and run into melee with it.
That is all I shall do for now.
Okay. Giuseppe.
Distance to the shadow.
Well, you just saw Hebron move the 30 feet north and then dash east out of sight. From the looks of his light, he probably had to move his full 60 feet to get to him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move 30 feet, following where he went, to where the curve is. Can I see the shadow?
Yes, you can see the shadow. Looks like Hebron's in melee with it, some 30 feet away from you. The east.
I am going to shoot at it with my bow.
All right, roll to hit.
Well, that's the second one I've rolled tonight in a row.
Yeah, if you're in this like 10-foot wide hallway, you take aim at the monster and you fire your arrow and immediately hear this clink as you realize you shot the wall, not down the hallway.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad I didn't shoot fucking Gilbert in the back. That would have been more fun, but
Eh.
Well, I guess I'm done, man. Can't shoot for shit.
Grim.
Well, I'll move 30 feet. What can I see?
You can see 30 feet down this 5-foot wide hallway, like right before he gets to that cross intersection. This shadowy figure engaging Hebron in melee.
Target that I can see.
It is a target you can see.
All right. Dex save. Sacred Flame.
Yeah, by the way, this is what the guy looks like.
Oh, that's Steve.
Angsty.
I studied him in grade school. All right. That passes. Nothing happens. That's it for me.
All right. This guy. Well, he's going to take a swipe at Hebron. Not very effective.
Yeah. Perfect repulse.
Okay.
Perfect parry.
Mm-hmm.
Drake acid damage.
All right. Well, while your magical sword does, you probably didn't hear that. So while your magical sword does appear to do its full damage, the acid does not appear to be particularly effective. Anything else?
You cut out for most
no.
of that.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. We heard your magical sword. Oh, you probably didn't hear me, and then you cut out.
Yeah, it was quite humorous.
It was actually the opposite effect of whatever you did.
All right. Your magical sword was fully effective and did all the damage you expected it to do. The acid, however, was not very effective.
Apparently, shadows are not, in fact, dissolvable.
Then, since you have in fact used your reaction, he's just going to run
Drake
past you
did. Oh, he did too.
and fly the 30 feet up into melee with Giuseppe and Grim. Kind of looming over Grim. Like, it saw that magical, that radiant fire, and it's like, I got you now.
His mistake was coming into melee with me.
Probably.
I mean, yeah. A lot, yeah.
That is usually
He just came into melee with the cleric and the paladin. That was a poor choice on his part.
well, he's not very bright.
I mean,
Oh,
he is a
hope not,
shadow.
he's a
That's
shadow.
fair. Nah, tie.
Anyway, that is all he does on his turn. River. You can see him behind you. It looks like he's giving chase. He is 35 feet to the north of you.
That sounds like he's in shooting range.
Sure looks like it.
Let's go gambling.
Must we? One hit.
I think favorite foe went up a damage die, and I'm going to use that. Is 30 non-magical piercing damage.
Okay. It does not appear to be particularly effective.
Unfortunate. That's my turn.
Hebron.
I run back to this shitty little demon.
You do see it again flinch as you bring it into your bright light.
Slash.
Roll to hit. 2 hits.
$18 more magical slashing with the silvered magic weapon.
Okay. Yeah. That is effective and does bloody him. Anything else?
Nay.
Okay. Giuseppe. It's in melee with you.
I am going to draw my dagger and stab it.
Okay. Roll me your 2 hits. Two
He's
hits.
dead.
Probably.
Okay. Is this considered undead?
No. It is a fiend, however.
Oh, good. For the purposes of smiting.
Yeah, you got a phone call.
Yeah. As you just basically vaporize this guy. He wafts away into nothingness. You guys are out of initiative.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was on the phone. That's all I do. That's magical.
Yeah, as you vaporized
You
it.
blew it the
Yeah.
fuck up, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
It
I'll
had
be right
20
back.
hit points. Also, the radiant is especially effective against it.
I kind of figured it would be. I mean,
That's why I was
made a
dropping
poor-
cantrips. I
it
figured
made poor decision
why make
choices.
spell slots on these things if they're all probably going to be weak to radiant.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
All right. Do you need a band-aid?
We have band-aids?
Do you need
Can
a
I get
band-aid?
Dora? Can I get a Dora the Explorer band-aid?
I only got Transformer ones right now. Sorry, mate.
Fuck.
Yay, nay.
Yay.
1. D8 plus 6. Or 2.
Just one.
10 HP. Happy birthday.
Yes, yes.
Now, Gilbert,
Yes.
probably should take a break from the adamantine.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what the hell you broke.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
So what do you do?
We go check it out.
What is it? Check what out?
Oh, the wall of adamantine bricks.
Ah, okay.
Was there a conspicuously open space behind it?
No, there was not. It looked mostly like it was a stone wall on the far side of it.
Poke it with a stick.
Okay. Yeah, so you go over there. And as you get over there, you realize that there's like some more rubble. And that stone wall that's behind it appears to have been pulled down. The adamantine wall is still there. But there's like this brick shape missing. And past where you can see it looks like a stone wall was knocked down, you can see what looks to be a small circular chamber, suspended in the middle of which, like hanging from the ceiling by like a chain that's also like being supported from below by a chain as if to prevent it from moving up as well as down. You can see a crystal, kind of with like a ring through each end of it, kind of hold it for the change to grip onto. And as you like shine your light source on it, your light doesn't really cast beyond the crystal, even though it looks translucent, almost like the crystal is absorbing light.
Oh, well, that's evil.
What? No, it would never be. That'd be silly.
So, do you think I should hit it with the sword until it dies?
Yeah, because that would go over well.
Look, if it wasn't meant to be hit with a sword until it dies, why would it be get hit with a sword shaped?
You can't say everything is get hit with a sword shape just to excuse hitting it with a sword.
All right, I'm back.
Well, not everything is get hit with a sword shape. Some of it's get hit with a hammer shaped.
So Gilbert, you're bent over looking through this hole, right?
Yeah.
Roll me a d8, would you? As a bolt of purple lightning jumps out of the crystal and heads due north, splashing into the wall harmlessly.
Guys, it shoots lightning.
Okay. Another reason to put the adamantine brick back, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, Under, we're going to go put that brick back.
Okay. So you go back to the damaged brick, one you've been trying to cut and have shaved off a corner of. And you and River are going to dump your equipment and pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep my bow and a short sword on me, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my shield and a long sword on me, but yeah, that's the gist.
All right. So you guys doff your armor and drop your backpacks. You know, heft up this brick and start carrying it down the hall. You're starting to like set it into place. And I'm gonna need an athletics check with advantage from one of you. I don't care which one.
Guidance.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, as you're struggling there to like line the brick up, because remember you don't really have like a reference, right? So you guys are just holding it and trying to like line it up to this hole, and it's a tight fit. There's no mortar holding it, so it's got to be pretty close to exact or it isn't going in. You don't get it aligned. As another bolt of lightning comes from the crystal. And it hitting the like the opposite side of this like adamantine wall that you're on and doing nothing. But it was close to that hole.
Mm.
You guys can make your attempt again.
Guidance.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you can get it lined up, start shoving it into place. You hear another bolt of lightning. And as you just kind of shove it finally home, and you listen, you don't hear any more bolts of lightning. You can clearly see that this brick is the one that's been moved. Like the others are almost pristine, and then there's this one that's all beat up looking.
Yeah, we can trim some off the other bricks. No one has to know that it was us.
Mr. Grimm looks up from his journal. Right.
Hmm. Yep. 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 So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
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 About that weather.
All right,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go and leave. Let's head back to the mine. We'll put a pin in this place and come back later.
Is that what you guys want to do?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So you dust yourselves off. Look at each other in a sense of, well, we've done a good job here, and we begin leaving. When you get to that southern T intersection to the east, you hear a creature kind of makes the like the Tim Allen sound off to the east.
Uh?
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna go for the other one.
Funnily enough, that all of those would work for this.
Oh no, we're fighting a stray dog.
it's kind of close. Trying to get a picture of it to show you. But Realmworks is fighting me, so give me a second. All right, screw it. We'll do it this way. This guy's kind of got his hands out, and is running towards whoever's out in front. So who is that?
Hebron.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you guys should roll initiative. Is as friendly as he looks, he isn't.
Are you
A
sure?
strange
Did we ask
definition of
them?
friendly.
Oh, God, it's another fucking weirdo. But where's this guy coming from again, under?
The east. That big room with the hole that goes down into the cave.
Okay.
Mister?
Yes.
Initiative. The party is being assaulted. Again.
Through entirely no fault of our own. Clearly.
I don't believe that. I may not be paying attention, but I know we got into some kind of shenanigans that caused this.
All right, River, what do you do?
I'm going to cast Magic Weapon and start shooting the shit out of this guy.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Sharpshooter shots, Magic Weapon makes it a 7. 21s.
2 hits.
Plus 4. 40 magical piercing damage.
All right. Yeah, he stumbles a bit from these big heads, but he keeps coming.
Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna stick the Drake on him.
Okay. Hit.
7 non-magical piercing.
All right. The damage does not appear to be particularly effective. And I need
Understandable.
the Drake to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't think it's very good at that. But it is better than me.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's good.
There's not.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
What do?
How far is the thing from me?
Let's see. You're following Hebron. So I'd put 25 feet away from you. Around the corner.
I'm gonna walk up to the corner. Now, how far is it?
20 feet.
20 feet. I'm gonna go. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna walk up and stab it with my dagger.
Okay. You walk up and stab it. Roll to hit.
Who's in melee with it?
The Drake.
Oh, well, that counts.
One hit.
Is this a fiend?
It is a fiend.
$27 points of radiant and magical piercing damage.
All right. You managed to bloody him with that. Anything else?
Nope.
Grim.
Sacred Flame. Deck save.
Alrighty.
Pass.
Okay.
That's
Anything else? All right. This guy. He is going to lean over, try to bite Giuseppe. I don't think he succeeds. So instead, he's going to
Ooh.
just rake you with his claws. And also fails. This is bad. He is going to turn and run away, provoking attacks of opportunity from Giuseppe and the Drake. Miss.
I miss.
The Drake didn't.
Eight.
The Drake was not very effective. But it did clip it a little as you see it run 40 feet to the east.
Mhm.
Hebron, it is 60 feet from you.
Haul ass. Right up into melee.
All right, you run right up into melee with it.
How fucked up is it?
It is bloodied.
Alright. Oh, were you still talking? You cut out. Okay. That's all I do.
Okay. River.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay. This would put it 60 feet from you.
Wonderful.
You miss both shots.
All right, then the Drake's gonna bite it.
The Drake is 40 feet from it currently.
The Drake has a 40-foot move speed, so it's gonna chase it down and bite it.
Okay. Well,
Actually,
that
how
works.
big is this thing?
This is a medium-sized creature.
Change of plans. Drake's gonna try and grapple it.
Okay.
It'll have advantage because it's larger and it's got to beat an 8. Setting the bar high today.
It
Mhm.
easily just pushes it off. Anything else?
This thing doesn't have boots for the Drake to gnaw.
It
Clearly,
does
there's no
not.
chance. An effort doomed from the start. But that's it for me.
Okay. Well, Hebron's melee with it, so it's going to try to bite Hebron.
Cringe.
25 hit.
Hit.
Okay. As it deals 16 points of magical piercing damage, and I need a con save. Okay, you fail. And takes 16 points of additional necrotic damage. Then it tries to hit you with its claws.
Mm-hmm.
14.
No.
Okay.
Perfect parry.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I assume a 19 hits.
Sorry, I didn't see it. Yes, 19 hits.
15 points of magical slashing with a silvered weapon.
Indeed, as it is currently looking pretty bad, but still alive. Let's see. It will then turn and run away from you, provoking an attack. Oh, wait, nope, you used your reaction. The Drake's attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
The Drake crits him.
Did a whole 5 or 6 damage.
Yeah, it's not very effective.
So thought that counts.
Yeah, as it moves the 15 feet at the intersection, following that copper pipe, and then turns north and disappears from sight as it runs around the corner. Hebron.
I cast stab it twice.
You don't currently see it.
Oh, I pursue it.
Oh, okay. So you move the 15 feet forward to that T intersection, and you can see it 15 feet to the north. Currently scratching at the wall where the copper pipe goes through the wall near the ceiling. It's breaking plaster off, but doesn't really appear to be making much headway. And you could easily get into melee range with it.
Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's not getting out of here. It dies.
Okay. Two hits.
Seven and 8 magical slashing.
It is near death.
Bucket action surge.
Roll to hit. I assume you're attacking.
E. 10-25.
Sorry, for some reason I'm just not seeing what it updates. There's 25 hits.
5 slashing.
It dies, collapsing into black goo on the ground, which just kind of leaves this burnt smell as it just sort of etches the stone before it evaporates. But yeah, you guys are out of initiative. Hebron can see on the wall where he was scratching at the plaster, it is not masonry stone like you would expect, where you've seen other bits of the plaster having been worn away with time. Instead, that looks to be small bricks roughly used like roughly mortared together on the other side of that plaster.
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
Okay. So the creature ran north following that copper pipe near the ceiling.
Right.
So at the point where that copper pipe in this north-south hallway turns to the west and heads through the wall, it had turned and scratched at the wall, removing the plaster in a fairly large section. Behind that plaster, you can see small bricks roughly mortared together. It's not a great job that they did this. There are other parts of the dungeon where you've seen the plaster had fallen off the wall, and it was big masonry blocks that they had used to make this place. And this does not fit the same architecture.
Alrighty. What do you guys think we should do?
Why are we here in particular? Is there even a reason, or is it just in the way and there was stuff going on?
We initially, when we were heading towards the mine, came across this dead area, and I used Detect Magic to zero the center. Remember we killed the rust monster on the roof? This is that place.
Right.
So we just kind of been hanging out here for a day or so. Discovered it's probably holding back some very evil forces after Heberon greedily yanked an adamantine brick the size of a person out of the wall. And I suggested we put it back and leave.
Yeah. Unless the paladins want to try smiting the evil goop of darkness or whatever.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. You guys are coming in really fucking staticky for me. Someone say something.
Something.
Okay. What were you saying, Sleuth?
I said something.
No, before that.
I don't remember.
All right. Well, we sealed up the evil bad crystal with the adamantine block. So, what do you think we should do now, guys?
If the paladins aren't going to smite the thing and try and close the evil goop hole or whatever it is, should probably leave and tell people who know what they're doing.
All right.
So what are you guys doing?
I believe we're leaving.
Okay.
And going to the mines.
Yes, the children yearn for the mines. All right. Well, you managed to walk.
Well, they are miners.
Mm-hmm. Well, you managed to walk out of the dungeon without further incident. Nothing and no one bothers you. You end up standing in this fetid clearing, dead trees all around you. The, stone structure rising up its one story. At the top, you can see this rickety looking iron structure rising up into the sky. Like maybe like 100 feet or so. The copper pipe clearly visible, glinting in the sunlight. And you guys are just going to start heading further to the southeast, getting out of here?
Yes.
All right, towards the mine.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I need a survival check then for navigation.
I believe Mr. Grimm was handling that up till now, but it doesn't seem like he's here anymore. So Hebron, if you'd like to do that while I assist.
I thought your survival was better than mine.
I don't think so.
I have a +6. What are you?
Also 6. I do
All
have.
right, you do it.
Alright.
I'll help you.
Does also being proficient in cartographer's tools help at all?
No. Helps with
All right.
making a map.
24.
Okay. So yeah, you guys start walking out of here. The day passing as you pick your way through it. As the night begins to fall, you do begin to notice, every now and then a tree that still looks like it's clinging on to life.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anyone who can cast Lesser Restoration?
Actually, we do. I don't think this is poisoned, a disease, or blinded, deaf, and paralyzed. Do we have anyone who can detect magic by chance? I see. Well, I can try Lesser Restoration, I guess. Is a tree a creature or an object?
It is an object.
Okay, that won't work then. Lesser Restoration is for creatures.
Oh, hey, I just realized in my notes I forgot to tell you guys something. When you were last down there, you found a spell book.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, I do actually have the contents of that.
Oh yeah.
Here you go.
Mm.
Ooh. This would be really useful if we had a wizard.
You know my policies about Septimus.
Shoot
Septimus,
first,
son of a
shoot
Septimus, son.
second, shoot last. Don't bother asking questions.
Sure.
Chat, I don't think I got the right answer.
But yeah, as the night falls, you guys' march of the day comes to an end. You guys are still just You guys are still just following chat order. You guys are still just following chat order for a watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm uncertain where Ruffles went.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. As he's on fourth
Surely
watch.
not.
Let's see. He would be. Oh, he disappeared from chat altogether. Wow.
Yeah.
How unfortunate for you.
It'd be really unfortunate.
Wow.
That was unfortunate.
So, but the night passes uneventfully. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Okay. At the start of the next day, I do need Constitution saving throws from Hebron and the Drake.
And the Drake has a +2. That's not right. There.
Ah, okay. You both fail. So, at the end of the long rest, Hebron and the Drake both have a level of exhaustion.
Mondays.
From
You also notice this like odor of like putrefying flesh coming from where that creature had bit you.
Mmm.
Mmm.
Hey Giuseppe, can you cure disease on me? And on the Drake?
I mean, I could, but why?
Were you paying attention?
Yeah, but again, it's you, so why?
Damn.
What do I get? What do I get out of this? You know, I mean,
A
If you're
frontliner.
not smart enough to keep yourself from getting disease, why do I have to be the one to heal you? I'm not the priest. The priest ran off because he didn't want to heal you.
Giuseppe,
So-
quit bitching and heal it.
I'll heal the Drake.
Okay, you spend your 5 points of lay on hands and cure disease on the Drake. It has no effect.
Oh boy,
Useless
curses.
fucking paladin.
Hey, I'm not the one that got cursed.
Well, you know, these things happen when you actually, you know, fight.
Ah.
Anyone have
Yeah,
remove
I'm
curse?
Oh wait, Giuseppe's a multi-class, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I don't have remove curse, surprisingly enough, as a ranger.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Eventually.
Oh, also I forgot. Sorry. Those of you who had reduced maximum hit points also get to make a con save.
Ah, right. Oh boy. Do I go down to 34?
Sorry, what's your current max?
38.
Yeah, you would go down to 34. Are you the only person who still has reduced max hit points?
It's very possible.
Okay. I think Ruffles' character also had reduced, but he's not here at the moment, so whatever. All right, but yeah, the day is come. It is extremely hot today, with a nice strong breeze out of the north, carrying with it no precipitation. It is just like this hot wind just coming through the trees.
And now to Monday's DM for the traffic.
Well, this matters because normally you drink like the equivalent of like a wine skin of water a day. You need to do that every hour this day, or you have to start. If you fail to drink enough water, you will have to start making con saves against exhaustion. The DC starts for 5 for the first hour without water and increases 1 for each additional hour beyond.
Cheapers.
Yeah. So how much water do you guys got?
Let me check the Drake's bag.
7 full water skins.
Okay, well, you got enough for pretty much the whole day except for like the last hour.
Oh, that's all you brought? I got 30 with the Drake.
Okay. Well, I guess this will be less of an issue than I thought. Because I roll randomly for weather.
Yeah, the Drake has a metric crap ton of arrows, water skins, rations, and a skeleton that we picked up sometime along the way.
All right, all right. Well, are you guys continuing on to the mine then?
E.
Yep.
Well, then I will need a survival check for the navigation.
Uh, 24.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Another day. You notice the foliage as you continue to the southeast getting more and more, like less and less dead, more vibrant. As the sun is beginning to set, you realize that there are far more, like, it's only like an occasional, like, sporadic dead tree. And that odor, like that chemically, burnt vinegar odor, seems to not be present anymore. Just kind of the wet smell of the jungle around you.
Right. And if we haven't already, I'd like to mark the place we were at on our map just so we can send someone here to get rid of it later.
Sure. Sure. Give me a second. Yeah, you're. Give me a. Let's see. You've been making a map of your cartography tools, so yeah. As far as you can tell, this is kind of roughly where you were.
That triangle about halfway along the
Yeah,
branch sticking in.
where you guys took a detour to follow the magic.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're actually at the like that southeast extension, the end of that.
All right.
But as night falls, you make your camp. The night passes uneventfully, and in the morning, Hebron and the Drake get to make their con saves again for the carry-on curse. Aha! Okay, you both succeed and do not take a second level of exhaustion, which, by the way, that level of exhaustion is not wiped away by a long rest.
Hmm.
But you don't gain a second. And you feel a bit better, like, maybe another successful save in a row at the end of your next long rest might, in fact, cure this.
Hmm.
And then River?
What an insight.
Yes, well, you are an insightful bunch. River, your con save for your con loss. Aha! You regain your maximum hit points.
Oh, good. I was gonna start the day bloodied in a couple more days of failed saves. Yeah, 3 more days would have put me at half max HP.
Yeah. Then I'll need another navigation check.
Navigation. With help from
The weather
Hebron.
today, normal, not no wind, no heat, still no rain though.
Mhm. Oh
Okay.
boy.
I'll be back momentarily. I gotta hit the bathroom.
All right. So you keep navigating, making your way through the jungle. You don't even see any dead trees anymore. It's just the dense sounds of the jungle around you.
That means we're on the right track.
It must. As night falls, you make your camp. Morning comes. Again, a nice, uneventful rest. You guys are being really lucky on the random encounter rolls. Let me tell you that. And I will need Hebron and the Drake to make their con saves. I guess we'll have to wait for Gilbert to get back. But your Drake looked like he was getting better, and now he's getting worse as he gets a second level of exhaustion.
I'm going to try just resummon my Drake. And it should just make a new one like the Paladin's Fine Steed.
What's the feature called? I gotta look something up about that.
What is it called? I think it's just Drake Companion from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, which I don't have the book for.
Yeah, all right, I got it here. As an action that is bound to you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not seeing anything in it that says it gets healed.
Oh,
I mean, it implies it because it disappears when it hits 0. So if you summon it and it doesn't get healed, then it's a rather temporary summon at that point. But they don't actually explicitly say that summoning it heals it, or that it comes back at full health. That is some. They kind of messed up on that.
did I think about that for Fine Steed? Or any of the similar things.
Yeah, 'cause like Fine Grader Steed, the mount disappears temporarily when it drops 0 hit points or when you dismiss it. Casting the spell again resummons the bound mount with all its hit points restored and any conditions removed. That
Huh.
second sentence is not present in that feature. I'm going to rule
It's
that it
not-
is probably intended to work that way, because otherwise it's completely fucking broken.
Yes, you get one Drake. Congratulations.
Don't lose it.
Oh, you can lose it. Just don't let it die.
Yeah,
What
I
up?
mean,
The Drake Warden feature doesn't explicitly say that resummoning the Drake heals it.
so like the
So-
Fine Grader Steed spell, Gilbert says, like, when you resummon it, it comes back with all its hit points and any conditions removed. That line doesn't exist in the Drake Companion feature. It just says it comes back. Like you can summon it, and then it simply says that it remains until it's reduced to 0 hit points, or until you summon it again, or until you die. It drops anything it was wearing. But at no point does it actually explicitly say that the Drake Companion actually comes back with all its hit points or status of conditions. So I'm going to rule that it does work that way, because otherwise the feature's kind of pointless then. So yes, using that summon will remove the cursed condition from it. Hebron, however, must make a con save. Because you guys traveled and then rested again. As Hebron, you fight off the last remnants of this curse, and it is no longer affecting you. You still have that level of exhaustion, because you still had it when you were cursed, but your next long rest will remove it.
Well, that's better than it being there forever.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't worry. If you keep failing that, it eventually does kill you if you keep failing that save. Because it'll just keep tacking on extra levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. But then for the remainder of the day, I will need a navigation check from someone.
Help from Hebron. Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep high one, not keep below one. Couple keys off there. 24.
Okay. So as you're looking about, you realize that yesterday you got a little off track. And had, in fact, instead of heading southeast, went southwest.
We should be able to just head basically due east. Split. We're still heading south, so if we go back east, that'll put us roughly back on track. There is math to make this work, depending on the angles. We would maybe need an extra hour or two of force march, but
So your navigation would actually tell you that if you just keep heading southeast, you'll hit the mountains eventually. But they're big mountains. They're pretty much impossible to miss.
yeah, if it's a huge mountain range and not just a couple hills with a mine entrance, yeah,
It is a huge mountain range. The Mist Cliff Mountains are a major geographic feature of this area.
Okay, so being 25 miles off won't make us completely miss the mountain range.
Correct. Like if you went to the public map of what's known in the jungles of Zunili, the Mist Cliff Mountains. What part did I get cut off at? What part did I get cut off at? I know I got cut off somewhere.
Jungles of Zunli.
Okay. So one of the public features of Zunili is this mountain range. You could see it from the coast. It's just once you're down in the trees, you can easily get lost because you're, in the middle of a dense jungle.
Ah, all right.
So
So it's
that if you keep heading southeast, you're gonna hit this mountain range eventually.
and from there it's just figuring out which part of the mountain range we're in and where we want to be in the range.
Exactly. Which is actually easier when you're in the mountains because then you can actually see. Right now, your
Yeah.
navigation check's actually somewhat difficult because you're in the middle of a dense, flat jungle.
Funny how that works when we're navigating with about 300 feet of visibility.
You don't have even 300 feet.
I
Your
might have
average
stuck next to
visibility
zero on.
in jungle, it'd be about 70 feet.
All right. That's not a lot.
It is not a lot. That's also why you guys keep getting hit by stuff that you can't see far away, is because your average visibility is only 70 feet.
Hmm.
Some areas it's worse, some areas it's a little thinner and it's better, but for the most part, dense jungle is hard to see through.
I'd like to navigate to the jungle. Do I need to worry about missing it for the trees?
Yes.
Damn. Oh well, such is the way of things.
Indeed. But as you're going along,
Mm-hmm.
up to this. So you're trumping along the jungle. It's all going well. And you're Hebron, you're out in point, right? Out in front?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're walking along, squelch onto your boot, and you look down, and there's just like this giant centipede you just happen to tread on. I mean, the thing's like your wrist in diameter.
Centipede goes squelch.
What's your passive?
16.
Okay. So presumably you just keep going on, but yeah, giant centipede you stepped on.
Mm-hmm. But nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else. You presumably keep moving, unless you tell me otherwise.
Well, I'm gonna find a rock or a tree branch to kind of scrape the guts off with, but
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, easy enough to find. You clean off your boot. You keep moving. Yeah, easy enough to find. Oh, God damn it. Can you hear me now?
Mhm.
All right. So, yeah, easy enough to find a stick or a rock. You're in a jungle. Clean your boot off. You keep moving. Except you notice as you're moving that, there's another giant centipede like wrapped around that tree. And one that was just skittering away under the bush as you approached. There seems to be like an unusual concentration of them in this area.
Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, I propose we proceed with caution.
Oh, shin. I don't recognize the language that word's from. Just some sort of elven.
No, it's Dwarvish. What? Spectre, what the fuck?
90s internet ads.
It's an old meme, Gilbert's before your time.
Is it before Sleuth's time?
I don't know.
I think I was right on the tail end of that.
Damn, I missed it by 4 to 6 months.
But do you guys? So you move cautiously the rest of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you proceed, and yeah, the sun goes down. Other than the like unusual like concentration of giant centipedes everywhere, uh, it's relatively peaceful. There are other bugs and birds and the like. General biome that you would expect of a jungle here. Doesn't like the effects of that ruined area are not appear to have been affected outside of it. You guys going for your usual camp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still going chat order for your watches?
Most assuredly.
Okay. So River's on third watch, which is the watch where anything interesting happens. What's your passive, River?
16.
16. Okay, yes, you notice it. You know, a few giant centipedes at the edge of camp. A few more. And it's night. Bugs are more active. And that's what you mean to notice. They seem to be forming like a circle around your camp. And it gets real spooky when they all seem to like rear up, like think like a cobra, like a snake, and just seem to be like swaying as if to some unknown beat.
I'm gonna shake Hebron awake at that point. Hebron, the bugs are being weird.
Hmm. Never mind, nothing to see here. Move along. Um, I'm sorry. The centipedes were all rearing up like cobras and dancing to an unheard beat.
Well, just swaying back and forth, but as if synchronized by some unknown beat. Like they're all moving in sync. They've
Out of
surrounded your
curiosity.
camp for a total diameter of like 40 feet.
What is the rhythm?
1-1-2, 1-1-2, 1-1-2.
Hmm. Does 1-1-2, 1-1-2, 1-1-2 have any implications I should be aware of?
It depends. How bad are you at binary?
Well, Hebron, make an Arcana check. The only thing that sticks out to you is 112 repeating. Well, 112 is 4, and if you get 3 4s, it's a 12. Okay, and 3 12s makes 36, which has a factor of 9, and 9 is an infernal number. Just how 18 also has a factor of 9, and is thus an infernal bit of arcane lore.
So you're telling me that I rolled a bad number to determine the bad numbers going on all around me?
No, what the 18 tells you is you're not sure what's going on. There's no significance to 112, 112, 112 as far as you know. I was just throwing in a bit of fun about 9 is the infernal number, and therefore.
So that's why you're allowed to have sex when you turn 18.
So I see your joke. Heberon's going to raise you by playing it straight and communicate that to the party.
Bug demons.
Indeed. Bug demons. Infernal. Arachnomancers or something.
Arachnomancers? They're using arachnine magic?
No, like arachnids.
Oh, arachnomancers.
Fiendish work is at here.
They're casting the Middle East at people, I see.
Heberon's going to check River's ears. Are there centipedes in there?
No, just cockroaches.
I pour alchemist fire in. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just leaves around your camp. They're like swaying to this unknown beat, and that's when you feel the ground begin to shake.
I knew it. They're summoning super fucking centipede Satan.
Or just a squid. I'm not actually sure there's a difference.
I'll ready my sword for the coming of the giant centipede.
Sure. You ready your sword? And that's when the ground in your camp erupts upward. And I need all 3 of you to make dexterity saving throws. Did you guys wake up, Giuseppe?
That's a good question.
We probably should have.
Hey, Giuseppe, are you awake?
I mean, yeah, I would like to be.
Okay, we woke you up.
Okay, that's good. So I need dex saves as the ground erupts in your camp as this giant centipede comes up through the ground. That includes you, Giuseppe. I need a dex save. I was hoping I would post the image.
Oh, that's gross.
Here we are. As this guy erupts from the ground.
You know, I was kind of joking when I said super fucking centipede Satan, but
Uh-huh.
I need to shut the hell up.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Well, fortunately for you guys, you all succeeded on the dex save and are not thrown prone at the start of combat. Roll initiative.
Guys, I think we're going before it.
I think it's certainly possible.
If only Ruffles didn't abandon us.
In our time of need, too.
What a traitorous wretch he surely is.
All right, Giuseppe. So this centipede with its kind of glazed over eyes, dripping ichor from its maw, is just staring down at you guys and erupted from the earth. What do you do?
How far is it from me?
0 feet. It is in melee.
Oh, well, I believe I'll just stab it, I suppose.
Roll to hit. One hit.
Who else is in melee with it?
River, Hebron, and the Drake.
This thing is not a fiend or undead, is it?
It is, in fact, a fiend.
Seriously?
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Wrong tag. House. It's undead.
I was gonna say, really?
No,
Oh,
it's actually undead.
Don't I mean,
Yes.
That's
Under tried to
just as
double
good.
bluff us with that bit about the numbers.
That's just as good.
You've been fighting fiends all night. Sorry. Yes, but the implications are a lot better with it being undead versus a fiendish centipede.
That's true.
Well, I suppose the fact that the centipedes were using an infernal number doesn't rule out the undead.
29 points of magical piercing radiant damage.
Okay. Yeah, it takes all that. It is unhappy. It's hurt. Then, after you've hit it, I need you to make a charisma saving throw as necrotic energy wafts off of it when you hit it in melee.
How much do I need to? What do I need to roll?
Charisma saving throw.
Nagash.
All right, yeah, you avoid it and take no damage. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm done.
All right, Hebron.
All right. I just see the big centipede.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's the other centipedes that are also big, but not this big. Like, this is a huge size creature.
You know, times like this make me wish I was playing Snorri. But you know what? Hebron's gonna stab the shit out of it, cut this thing apart.
All right, roll to hit.
You said undead?
I did say undead.
Excellent. My blade is even more effective. Also be action searching for more attacks.
Of course you would. 2 hits. The other 2 fail to penetrate its chitinous armor.
Trip attacks.
Okay, well, it actually is not immune to prone. Is the DC 14?
Fucking bastard. Piece of shit son of a bitch. Well, you know, it's 13 and 16 points of die undead creature die.
Yep. Yeah, as you just stab it repeatedly, hurting it even more. And then I need 2 charisma saves from you. As necrotic energy wafts off the areas you hit. All right. Well, you take the first one, but yeah, you take the first one, but not the second. Taking 8 points of necrotic damage in retaliation. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, second wind.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That circle of centipedes collapses in towards you guys. And the giant centipedes are going for River. And they start trying to nibble on you. Does a 21 hit River? Sleuth, you here?
Sleuth.
Does a 21 hit your armor class?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The giant centipedes that had been in the summoning circle collapse in and start nibbling on you for 10 points piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
It is now your turn.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get out of the big mess of centipedes.
Okay, do you have anything that prevents attacks of opportunities? Because both the swarm of centipedes and the giant centipede are both going to take attacks of opportunity against you.
I do not.
Okay. Well, first we'll do the little nibblings. 18 hit you?
That is my armor class.
Unfortunate. They nibble on you for 10 more. And then the giant centipede lashes out and tries to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to have also hit you.
A little bit.
As it clamps down and does 45 points of piercing damage to you.
That knocks me out.
Okay. You are also grappled, restrained, and you guys can clearly see that it is in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else on your turn?
Let's see, does the Drake act if I am incapacitated? If you're incapacitated, the Drake can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. It's gonna play tug of war with me.
Okay. Have it make a strength athletics.
Uh,
Have it make a strength athletics check.
Wonderful.
Versus this guy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It appears to be that the centipede is winning.
The Drake's not trying to win; it's just trying to steal my boot before I get eaten.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright.
There is actually just a DC. It's not a contested roll. You still failed, however, and as a result, it keeps your body.
All right, that is it for me.
Okay. Well, it's the big guy's turn. And it's just going to kind of tilt its head back and just swallow River. That is all it gets. It only gets one action a turn, and it used it to swallow River this turn. Giuseppe.
Yes.
Your turn.
Yes.
So
It hasn't moved, has it?
No, it didn't have to. It just ate River instead. River is gone. It swallowed him.
Oh.
So what do you do?
Stab it.
Roll to hit. One hit. I don't know how you managed to get 3 ones with 2 attacks, but you did.
I mean, I'm just gifted that way.
He's
Is anybody
built
still in
different.
melee with it? Or
Yes, Hebron and the Drake are still technically in melee with it.
27 points of piercing, radiant, yeah. Magical piercing.
Yep.
Radiant.
Okay, yeah, that bloodies him.
And I'm done.
Okay. Hebron.
I take it personally that it has dared to consume my companion. I'm
Yes.
going to use my sword as a can opener and try to pry open the carapace on its chest. I'm getting back my party member.
All right, roll to hit. One hit.
Trip attack. It's prone,
It is prone.
which would mean my second attack is at advantage.
It would mean your second attack is at advantage. And you should use it.
17.
It just barely hits.
For another trip attack on that.
Okay.
15 more points of magical slashing damage as I try to pry open its carapace.
Well, it certainly looks somewhat rough. It, however, does not regurgitate river. Anything else?
Bonus action, bully it with a shield.
You're trying to shove it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe it's just contested athletics then. You're at disadvantage because of the size differential. It does not move.
Almost kicked it.
Almost,
Fuck
yes.
that thing.
Is that all?
That's all I can do.
All right. The normal size giant centipedes. They swarm Hebron.
Ah, yes, truly a sign of their nefarious swarm intelligence.
Yeah, there's like nibbling on your arm. We're not really able to get through. Are you
Riposte. Am I riposting a swarm?
Yes.
Yes, I riposte the shit out of the swarm. Are they
Okay.
undead?
No, these are not undead. These are living, breathing hit on the swarm of centipedes.
Uh, 12 points of magical slashing damage to the swarm.
Yeah, as you're just like whipping your sword around, cutting centipedes left, right, and center, you've got about half of them gone. And that's it for them. River, at the start of your turn, death save.
I heard at the, and then your mic cut out.
So at the start of your turn, there is an effect for being inside the centipede. Since it's both at the start of your turn with the death save and with this effect, I leave it up to you. Which do you wish to happen first?
Take the effect at the start.
The effect first? All right. You take 26 points of acid damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a failed death save.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I better not 20, I guess.
Almost. 1 and 1. Okay. Your Drake.
The Drake is going to try and continue fishing me out of the giant centipede.
You are no longer accessible. You're
Uh,
inside the centipede.
How about vivisecting this thing from the throat?
Oh, that you could try to do. Make an attack roll.
I don't think that hits.
Yeah, it's not boot shaped, so it doesn't quite know where to begin. Nor is it wearing any boots. This is a disturbing creature for your Drake.
Drake doesn't have its ranger yelling at him. There's no boots to eat except for the one it stole from me. So the Drake's just going to continue gnawing on the boot while it deliberates how to fight this thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. It's prone. Your Drake has advantage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It still doesn't hit.
Still not boot shaped.
Indeed. Indeed. But now it is its turn. You're done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it is its turn. The centipede stands back up. And it is going to retaliate against you, Hebron, because bad fighter. No pushing my centipede to the ground.
Cringe.
Does a 15 hit you?
Perfect parry, bitch.
All right. Miss. All right.
Out there go my goodies. You're saying? You cut out again.
No, actually, I stopped talking because I just realized I misread it's the effect on River. It wouldn't have made any difference. But it turns out it's at the start of its turn that River would take the damage, not at the start of River's turn. Anyway.
Understandable.
Yeah. Giuseppe, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna stab it again, I suppose, if it's still alive.
Well, it's undead, so I suppose it's debatable. But it is moving.
Okay, well, it's still moving.
One hit.
Shit. Anybody in melee with it?
Yes.
$27 more points of radiant magical piercing.
All right. Yeah, it is badly injured, but still hanging in there.
And that's it.
All right. Hebron.
I'm going to pry my sword in between those chitinous plates. I want my my party member back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, proceed in your attempt. Oh, that's a crit. That's a hit.
And here's the crit.
Okay.
15 and then 9 magical slashing.
Well, it is now near death.
I beat it with my shield.
Okay. It is unmoved. Anything else?
No.
All right, that swarm of centipedes continues to gnaw on you. Hebron. 16?
No.
All right. River, start of your turn, death save. A second pass. Drake.
Drake is going to continue trying to eat the thing.
Okay. Miss.
That's it.
All right. Start of the centipede's turn. River, you take 25 points of acid damage. I believe that's now 2 successes and 2 fails.
Indubitably.
And yeah, you know what? Hebron was somewhat resistant, so it's gonna go for Giuseppe. Maybe that's easier to eat. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Giuseppe's
mhm.
much easier. Jesus.
What?
He apparently crit you.
Goes
I'm
down
sure-
clean.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So he lunges down at you and deals 78 points of piercing damage.
I'm sure it's fine.
Giuseppe, no.
I mean, did this fucker just bite me in half? I mean, what the actual fuck?
I think he bit you in half, swallowed the lower part of your body, and then did the equivalent, like flicking the other half up in the air to catch you in his mouth.
Yeah, I am so dead.
Really? What's your
What's
max?
your max?
Well, I mean, I'm not dead.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
unconscious.
Oh,
Because
oh,
my max was 51, so
Okay.
he did just bit me.
Yeah, he bit you. You're
full to
unconscious.
zero in one hit.
And yeah, you're grappled, restrained, and Hebron, as it stops rearing up,
Dying.
you can see Giuseppe's legs kind of dangling out of its maw.
Gee, thanks.
Well, it needs another action to swallow you, so it hasn't swallowed you yet.
Yeah, welcome to the
Oh,
party.
yeah.
Then Hebron, or not Hebron, Giuseppe, death save.
Death save. I have advantage on death save.
That's good. Well, it's a
Yay,
success.
one-
Hebron,
I don't know
you
if I'm gonna
seem
wake
to
up.
be down 2/3 of your party.
Yeah, this is not going well.
The
There is
priest,
one path forward, and it's through this thing's hit points.
well, it is near death.
I'm gonna jam my sword in there, and I'm gonna fucking pry this filthy abomination in half if I have to.
2 hits.
Yeah, the Drake is going to remember how to fight things that aren't boots and add a d6 acid damage to this.
Uh, 14, 12, and then an additional 1 point of acid.
As you hack at it, and it starts spasming, the acid eating away. You hack at it again, pulling off bits of the chitin, eventually spilling out river in this like acidic, pool as the creature collapses, falling to the ground, squishing the remaining giant centipedes. The few that are not dead seem to be scurrying off away from it. This now a deceased creature. But you can see clearly that Giuseppe and River are both unconscious. Is there anything else on your turn, Hebron?
There is nothing I can do with the resources I have available.
That is unfortunate. All right.
Well, actually, not strictly true.
Oh, what do you got?
Is River sitting in a pool of acid that will cause harm?
You don't think so. You think it's just he's unconscious.
Oh, there's nothing I can do then. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna shield bash River out of the acid.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. But River, it is the start of your turn, and you are at 2 and 2 on your death saves. So
Let's
make it
go
count.
gambling!
You stabilize. All right, Giuseppe, a death save.
But on my turn, the Drake steals my other boot.
Okay. Mister,
Yeah.
death save.
All right.
Okay.
Yay.
Second success. Hebron.
All right, I'm gonna head over to Giuseppe. His body looks pretty fucked up, yeah?
I would imagine they both do.
Well, seeing as we don't want him to suffer, I'll stab him to end his misery.
A fine choice.
Yes, Gilbert's continued dalliance with friendly fire.
Specifically killing Mr. Unconscious characters, let's be honest, folks.
No, you only did that
Wait.
once. The other incident was Meta's character, right?
No, that was I have a habit for friendly fire, it's true, but I killed Mr. while he was unconscious because he was blatantly evil. And I straight up murdered Bill Mop.
In Gilbert's defense, I have also.
All right, let's not retrograde too
Yeah.
much.
So, what do you do?
All right. So I'm going to pull out the health potion and read its instructions carefully. I believe it says here.
This one's a suppository. Not
Do-
sure why they call it silk bullet.
Yes. Use as suppository, and we'll bring back Giuseppe.
All right, roll it.
I administered the health potion to him.
Ah, yay. I didn't need it. I was going to get up on my own anyway.
What can I say, Giuseppe? You're worth it.
Oh,
No, it's just Maybelline.
So
so roll your health potion.
I'm unconscious. They're giving it to me. Oh, wow.
I had to double check what a health potion does.
Well, Giuseppe, you wake up. You wake up with 7 hit points and a level of exhaustion.
Yay.
All right. Do you you guys are out of initiative at this point? Do you do anything to help River?
Oh, yeah. I'll be applying a health potion.
All right, roll it. All right, River. You wake up with 6 hit points and a level of exhaustion, covered in acidic goo. The dead body of the gigantic centipede seems to have wrecked your camp. Tents strewn all about.
That was my good tent, too, that bastard.
Well, the tents aren't destroyed. They've just been jostled and, overturned.
That was my unjostled tent. Alright, well, what is the plan?
Well, you guys still have, part of your long rest to finish.
The plan is nap time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think taking a snooze might be a good idea.
Okay.
Killing that giant centipede was rather tiring. Oh, right. I light the body on fire.
Okay. That is easy enough to do. So you continue your long rest, which finishes uneventfully. The morning comes, and you guys begin your journey once again. If I could get a navigation check.
Help from Hebron. Numbers. What was my 24?
Okay. So you continue following the jungle. As the day gets to its end, you notice the land taking a distinctly upward lilt. And four more days of travel thus pass. As you get closer and closer, you can eventually begin to see the peaks of the Mistcliff Mountains, even through the dense jungle foliage. Eventually finding your way up this mountain, you find paths. They look old and beat up, as if heading up this mountain is something regularly done, even with carts. You can find like ruts and stuff, old but not disused. And eventually, you can spot what you know to be the peak that holds Hrakhamar, because the dwarves told you it was in the volcano, and there is in fact a volcano.
Oh.
Extremely metal.
Yeah. And as you approach it, which is, it's about like midday or so, you can see that the entrance is a 10-foot tall, arched doorway beneath a massive relief carving of a crossed hammer and tongs. 2 metal doors were fitted to the entrance, but one lies on the ground. You can see rust having coated the hinges where it was, and the other sags so badly it appears as if it could collapse at any moment. Several buildings obviously once stood outside the forge, but they appear to have been reduced to their foundations and based on the plant growth that occurred some time ago. There is a sulfurous odor to the air, as you can see wafts of smoke and steam high above in the peaks of the volcano. And I think that is where we will leave it this evening.
That is what we will call it.
You cut out.
I said, and that is where we will leave it this evening.
I think you wanted to say
Your sigh was cut out.
I know.
For crying out loud.
That wasn't cut out.
That wasn't cut out.
I said, and that is where we will leave it this evening.
Ah.